welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be all about some tips and tricks on how to make your eyes seem larger, especially if you already have smaller eyes and you tend to squint in pictures, like when you're smiling and things like that. These are just my tips and tricks and things that I suggest doing. Also, this video is a tutorial on this eye look. It is super simple. It's great for making your eyes appear larger, and that is going to be first, and then all of the tips and tricks are going to come at the end right after the tutorial. If you don't want to watch the tutorial part of this video, then you can go ahead and skip on to the end where I talk all about my tips and tricks to make your eyes seem larger. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the tutorial. Okay, so I'm going to be starting out with priming my eyes in MAC Paint Pot and Painterly, and just going to put this all over my lid. And this is going to help cancel out any purple or red or any other kind of discoloration I might have on my lid area. You're always going to want to put a primer down, especially if you want your makeup to last longer than 5 minutes. Okay, so this tutorial is going to be using all drugstore eyeshadows because it's a little bit more pocket friendly, and I just love these palettes from the drugstore. You can't get them at any drugstore. If you have a Target, then you're good to go. I am using the Sonia Kashuk palette. This is the Ion Neutral palette number 2. This is the one that is all matte. These are all matte shades, so they are gonna work really, really well on anybody, especially if you don't like shimmery eyeshadows. I'm also going to use the same palette, the Ion Neutral Shimmer palette in number 3. This is the same palette, it just is shimmery. So these are them next to each other. They are literally the same colors, just one is matte and one is shimmery. Love these two palettes. They are great for any makeup collection, beginner or not. They're like $19.95 or something like that. They're like 20 bucks a piece, so you really can't beat it. So first I'm going to start out with just a really large shader brush. This is just the E60 from Sigma, and I'm going to use a shade that is closest to my skin tone. So I'm going to use this middle shade right here. And I'm just going to apply this all over my lid. This is going to help all the rest of the shades that we use to go on nice and smoothly and not look patchy or anything like that. Because sometimes if you put a base down and it's too sticky, some of those shadows can tend to stick and then you can't blend them out very well. So I am just going to make sure I coat my whole entire lid area in this shade. And as you see, it didn't really do anything. It is just basically putting another base down to start your eye look. So after we have done that, I'm going to take any fluffy blending brush. Sonia Kashuk does have one, and I believe it's the 109. Yes, it's just like this. It looks exactly like the Sigma E40. It's just not as fluffy, but it works just the same way. And I am going to go in with this second row and this more yellowy undertone, and then the pinky undertone. I'm going to blend those two together and place those in the crease for my blending shade. And you definitely want to focus that more on the outer portion of your eye. I'm just gonna take any flat shader brush. This is just the E55 from Sigma. And I am going to go into the shimmer palette, and I'm going to use, you can use really either of these two down at the bottom. I think I'm going to use this middle one right here and pack that all over the lid. Now, if you wanted to, you do not have to use a shimmery color. You can use a matte color by all means. I would just go a like shade or two lighter than your natural skin. I'm just gonna take a pencil brush. You can take any pencil brush. This one's just a MAC 219. I've got one from Sigma. I've got one from Sedona Lace. I'm pretty sure Sonia Kashuk has one. You can get those at Target. And I'm gonna go back into that, to the matte palette, and I'm going to use this shade right here. It's a darker brown shade. And I'm gonna take that on that pencil brush. With my eye open, I'm just going to follow, make somewhat of a little bit of a triangle right here. And just place that shadow where I want it. And then I'm just gonna build it up a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit into that crease, but not much, because we really want to try and keep it on the outer part of the eyelid. And I'm going to go in with the Sigma Blending, the E25 brush. It's the same as the MAC 217. And it's just a little bit more dense than the E40 fluffy blending brush that we were just using. And I'm going to go into that same color and just get a tiny bit on that brush, and we're just going to blend it. Just so those edges are not harsh at all. I'm going to go into a little bit of a darker shade brown. I'm going to go into this one right here. This is more of like a deep chocolate brown. And I'm going to go in with that pencil brush again and just do the same thing that I just did on the other, with the other shade. And just kind of like flick it in a little bit. And go back into that blending brush with that blending brush. And just blend. Then you're always going to want to go back in with that original fluffy brush and blend all of those colors together and make sure those edges are not harsh at all. So just blend, blend, blend. Blending is definitely going to be your friend. Now I'm going to go back into that shimmer palette, and I'm going to use the lightest shade in the palette. And I'm going to place that on, and use any flat shader brush, and I'm going to place that on the very, very inner corners, because that's going to help brighten that area up. And it's going to help brighten that area up and really make your eyes look more awake and alive. The key to liner is your brush, and this is the best liner gel liner brush that I have ever used. This is the Sigma Small Angle E65 brush. We are going to be doing a wing liner, We're going to be doing a wing, but it's not going to be super thick or anything like that. Now, this is how I do my winged liner. So if you like the way that you normally do it, then do it that way. You can pretty much just do it however way you want. Just make that line really, really thin, if not non-existent in this, the inner corner of your eyelid. Want, you could always just do a little line first and then go for your wing after that. The wing just really helps to elongate and angle up the edges of the outer corners of your eyes. Okay, so don't put any mascara on your bottom lashes yet because we are not quite done with your eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face, and then we are gonna come back and finish the eyes up. So I will be right back. Okay, so now that the rest of my face is all done, except for my lips, obviously, we are gonna go ahead and finish the lower lash line. Now for this, you do not want to get any black eyeliner or anything like that. You are going to go and you're going to get this matte palette right here. And you are going to take this shade right here, that one of the blending shades that you used. And you're going to get a clean pencil brush, any clean pencil brush. You're going to go into that. And you are going to take that and you're going to put it on that outer and midsection of your lower lash line. So after that, you're going to want to go back in and you are going to use a little bit of this shade and then this shade, and just kind of keep going back and forth from those two shades. And you're only going to take those and put them on that very outer section of your eye, the very outer corner. And once most of that product is off, then you can start to blend it slightly to the middle part. Once you have got the lower lash line, the shadow all done, then you are either going to grab, now these are two options. One is a little bit more bright and more kind of pop, but the other one is more of a subtle. You can either grab a white liner or this is the NYX Wonder Pencil, and it really does work wonders. I have it in like every single shade that they have. I think there's like 3: light, medium, dark. I have light, medium, and dark. But you can take that and just place that right in on your lower waterline. And that is going to kind of It's gonna go along with your the white of your eyes, and so it's gonna make your eye look bigger and more open. So you can do that, or you can use the white if you want to. I personally like using a more nude color rather than using a white. But that is just me. Whatever you prefer, you can use. And Rimmel has a really, really, really nice skin toned eye pencil. So that is it for the tutorial. I really hope that this helped out some of you guys that needed a look that is going to help your eyes look a little bit bigger and more open and bright. I'm going to go ahead and get into some of the tips and tricks that I have to make your eyes appear larger. Tip number 1. Do not put any black or dark liner on your lower waterline. It's going to shut your eyes. It's going to make them look completely closed, especially if you have smaller eyes and you're squint in the sun and taking a picture and all that kind of stuff. It's just not a good combination. Tip number 2. Don't put dark shadows when you're applying your eyeshadow. Don't apply the dark colors anywhere near that inner area of your eye. Always keep them on the outer corners and trying to keep them off of the main part of the lid, and don't go any further than this outer middle section area, because it's really going to help brighten all of this up and open it up. So definitely no dark shadows in the inner corner areas. Tip number 3. Definitely darken up the outer corners. You're really going to want to do that because it's also going to lift and elongate your eyes. Along with that tip, in my suggestion, I would wear some winged liner. You do not have to do anything crazy. It's super, super simple. My suggestion is to use an angled brush that is really thin and semi-dense, not too dense, but not really flimsy either, and a really nice black gel liner. Some of my favorites are the NYX Mega Black liner, gel liner. It's in that frosted container, and the Maybelline black gel liner, and the L'Oreal liner. I definitely prefer the Maybelline over that one though. So those were all of my tips. There was only a few, but I definitely think that those are definitely my top tips to really help with the best outcome of your pictures and your makeup for your photos and all that kind of stuff. So that's it for this video. I'm trying to keep this really short and sweet so it's not super, super long, because I know millions of all of my other videos, especially my makeup tutorials, have been super long lately, and I know it's such a pain in the butt to sit there and watch like a 30-minute video of me like applying my freaking eyeshadow. I know it's a pain in the butt. I'm trying to cut down my time. I promise. I'm trying. Don't hate me. I hope this video helped some of you guys out, and give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Please comment and leave me any of your suggestions or any tips and tricks that you might have. Leave them in the comments down below. You might help somebody else out. You might even help me out. You never know. But I love you guys so much, and until next time, don't forget, wake up and make up. What is your ringtone? Royals is my ringtone. Have you ever been in a different country? No, I wish though. Do you like sushi? Yes, I could eat it breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for the rest of my life. Where do you buy your